All right. I'm turning the autopilot on R2. Keep it steady. All right, what's going on, y'all? My name is Malik the Young J.E.D.I. Bronner. I'm a national trainer for a company called Dealer Synergy. You may or may not have heard of us. If you in a suit, I mean, if you know, you know. Right? So as an automotive sales trainer, a lot of what I do, guys, I mean, outside of the coaching and being on site at dealerships and stuff like that, is listening to phone calls, phone coaching, call monitoring, stuff like that. And I've actually remixed like the whole call monitoring game. If you're one of our clients, you probably already know we got the best call monitoring in the nation. I have a different name for my call monitoring. It's called a Young J.E.D.I. Counsel, hence the name. Well, what I'll do is my man R2D2, by the way, introduce yourself, R2, because they may not know who you are. I agree. Why would they be tuning into the Young J.E.D.I. video if they didn't know who R2D2 was? But so what we do is we'll find a way to intercept telecommunications from some dealerships, some of their favorite dealerships. And instead of just kind of giving them a vague report, oh, this phone call was good, it was bad, I'll pull that call and give them live coaching, live feedback in a video format. So if you're a trainer, if you have a dealership, I mean, if you have any kind of business that where sales are involved and everything's becoming remote and phone coaching and phone sales is important, you should be looking into this stuff. By the way, shout out to Call Source if you want to do call monitoring, our sponsors for today's episode. So that's essentially what a Young J.E.D.I. Counsel is. And I have so much fun doing them for our clients. And I figured, you know what, let me bring some of this fun to you guys as well. So it's a great way to find out, you know, what your phone calls could and should sound like. If you're one of our clients, you love them. If you're not one of our clients, you're still going to love them. And it should show you why you should want to be one of our clients. With that being said, without further ado, let me dive into this phone call and give you some coaching and feedback on a situation I know a lot of you are finding yourselves in nowadays. Let's do it. By the way, everything in the phone call has been redacted. We pulled out names, numbers, all of that good stuff because we don't want anybody incriminating themselves. So if the phone call sounds a little choppy, that's why. But let's do it.
Thank you for calling.
Yes, do you have the Genesis there?
No, currently we do not. What I can do is...
Hey, so, guys, relax. I know what you're going to say here. What's you supposed to say? Well, I would not have said that. I'm going to try to be short with this. What's the first thing we must do before we do anything else when I'm taking a phone up? I must secure the contact information. So I would have, instead of telling her, no, we don't have it, you know, go away, my response would have been, well, let me just kind of look and see what we have. I might have even said something like, well, it looks like, you know, I'm sure the vehicle is a little hard to find, but let me just kind of pull my inventory and see what we do have. But while I'm doing that, who I had the pleasure of speaking. Like, that's the most important thing when I'm taking an inbound phone up. I got to secure the contact information, first name, correct spelling of last name, just in case we get disconnected. What's the best number to reach out to you? All of that good stuff. Now, here's the second part of this. If a customer is going to call up to your establishment, I don't care if you own a Taco Bell or Pizza Hut, a Kentucky Fried Chicken and the pizza, you know that song, right? If you own a dealership and you call up there and you ask them for a car, and they ask them for a car and you tell them that we don't have it, what do you expect them to say to that? I mean, a perfect world, they might say, well, what else do you have? But this is not a perfect world. Essentially, what you've done is you've given them a reason to no longer be on the phone, right? Let me kind of rephrase it for you. If you go to a McDonald's and you go and try to get a frappe there, you try to get a milkshake, and they're like, oh, sorry, the ice cream machine is broken, because it's always broken, right? What do? Do you stay there and say, okay, cool, let me get a senior coffee with 2 creams? Or do you pull out of there and say, look, I need to get y'all stuff together? The answer's obvious. So keep that same mindset when you're on the phone taking these phone ups.
Take your name and number and give you a call when we get them in.
So I'm very, very upset with this because my man right here, he's only securing the contact information so we can add it to some arbitrary wish list. Come on, guys. If I'm going to pick up the phone, I can provide more value than that. That should be my game plan. That should be my mindset.
You will be getting it in.
To my knowledge, they're a few weeks, maybe a month or 2 out.
I'm sorry, somebody to me. What did you say?
It's,
Are you going to be getting them in?
To my knowledge, yes.
But your knowledge, do you know when?
No.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I mean, can we at least provide some customer service to my customers? Look, if you're a GM, you're a DP, and you paid for this lead, furious right now.
Okay, thank you.
You know what that sounds like, guys? That sounds like me money dropping. I know, it makes me sad too. So guys, let's get our people some training. Let's get our people a game plan. Let's get our people a strategy so that we know how to handle, no, we don't have that vehicle. What should I say? Right now, here's a great question, and here's why I'll leave you off with this. This is a great question to ask if you know you don't have the vehicle. Well, let me kind of get that in front of you. But while I'm doing that, what was it about the Genesis that you liked? What stuck out to you about the Genesis? What caught your eye on the Genesis? Is it the Genesis you're after, or are you just looking for something luxurious, a four-door sedan with leather seats? Again, you're not going to get better in this situation, guys, if you don't at least ask the questions. What question should I ask? Well, if I was your trainer, I would probably tell you that. So what do you need to do? Hey, you can schedule a trainer with me through Calendly. You can become a dealer synergy client. Do what you must. Just don't do that. All right? So if you got value out of today, if you stuck with me throughout this whole video, I want you to give yourself a hand because you trained today. You did some training today. All right? Pat yourself on the back. The training is whatever you decide to make it. But I hope you got value out of it. I hope you got value from this. If I can get like 4 or 5 likes, I may continue to post these because I want to make sure they're valuable for people. But y'all have a great end of the month. Close it out strong. Till next time, we will see you on the other side. Peace.